Mr. Chair.
Dr. Rajin Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm sorry to take a call away from my member who said my friend who seemed to be on a roll here. But I want to address my comments to Part 5 and in particularly to Clause 154, Mr. Chairman. And just to say that what Clause 154.1 and the subsequent clauses represents essentially is the cynicism of the National Party and the National Government when it comes to savings. It's really right from the time when they became government, they've had their nibs into a very successful savings scheme. And they've been, in a sense, they've wanted to do what they have always done to Labour government's saving schemes, destroy them, wreck them. And that's what they are, wreckers when it comes to, well, I say to the member, if the member feels so strongly about any provision in this bill, then the member might like to take a call. Because, Mr. Chairman, no member of the government tonight has taken any call on the committee stages of this bill. Now, what is that about? Are they ashamed of the provisions of this bill? Are they ashamed of the provisions about KiwiSaver here? Is there nothing for them to defend? Or do they think that they can sit here and treat this House in that arrogant manner, snipe away at the smart little inane comments, Mr. Chairman, that they have made all evening, but do nothing to debate the substantive provisions of this bill? At least, I hope when I'm sitting on that side, I will defend what the government is trying to propose. And I say the same to the member in the chair. The member in the chair, none of the members this evening has taken a call to answer any questions. Now, I know the minister thinks that may never happen, but never say never, Minister, and I think the minister knows about that. But coming back to 154, so here is the big flip-flop, Mr. Chairman. They've tried to destroy the bill. I think this was socialism by stealth, wasn't it?
No, that was working for families.
Oh, there was something else. But they're certainly against it. They did not vote for the KiwiSaver scheme, and they've tried to destroy it right from the time they've come into government. So it's a Labour idea. And here they are, previously destroyed it by reducing it to half, and now they're slowly clawing it back and trying to reinstate it. But in the meantime, years have been lost in the savings record. The government is very, very quick to talk about the importance of saving and very quick to say, isn't the country doing well? There's savings now. Well, it's no thanks to the government. These are the policies put into place by the last Labour government, and that's the benefit that member's government is reaping now. At least the member might be honest enough to actually, or intellectually honest enough to actually say that. Take a call and say, we were wrong about that. And this is why we are making these changes now. Because the government does not really have a savings plan of their own. They're mucking around with the Labour savings plan, and it's working now, so they have no choice but to slowly increase that slowly. They have no ideas of their own, Mr. Speaker. Now, but the cuts to KiwiSaver have been significant. They have reduced it. They have retarded the ability of this scheme to contribute significantly to the savings program of this particular country. But and these provisions begin to put a little bit back in, but they've done so much damage to it. So they should explain why were they against it right from the beginning? Why did they reduce it to half and now increasing it by a quarter again? They know it was a great scheme. They know it was working well. They know it has its potential to assist the savings record of families and the ageing population of New Zealand. This is what's going to save this country. No thanks to the members opposite. No thanks to the government of the day. But so perhaps they should apologise. They should just say, sorry, we screwed up. Sorry, we made a mistake. So now it's a good time to acknowledge this was a good idea. The previous settings were just fine. Now, I can't remember, can anybody on this side of the House remember of any scheme that this government has come up with for the last 4 years that actually increases savings or increases development of this country? Is there any? Mr. Chairman. Because there certainly have been none. You know, they kind of believe that trickle down will actually do everything. And in fact, they won't. But if they had that courage of those convictions, they would take a call. And yet they all bow their heads. They all snipe away at the comments from this side of the House because members on this side of the House feel passionately about the tax system and about the savings record of this country, which is why we've taken so many calls, because why we're prepared to stay here and debate the points that are being made. But no, there's nothing from the other side of the House. No acknowledgement, snide comments about the chattering classes, but no real program, no real defence. Well, I say to Mr. Hayes, please take a call. Please explain his government's views on this. Please explain to this House why these provisions are provisions that they have brought in, why they made the changes in the first place, why now increasing it, and how long before it goes back up to 4%, where the settings were previously. And the member has no answer. The member has no answer. The member has nothing but a cynical approach to a major bill in this House. But, no, well, take a call. Take a call and explain. Take a call. Now, there is no law that the government members come up with that they should not be able to stand up and defend as often as necessary. But that member takes no opportunity. The member's colleagues take no opportunities to defend their particular provisions in this bill. Well, that's just so simple. That's just so simple. And that member forgets. They won, we lost, therefore, what is Mr. Hayes saying to the country? The National Party won, so everything now has got to follow. Well, follow their particular recipe, even if it's going to fail, even if it's unsuccessful. Because there's this constant shifts that they make with good policy settings, and just to give an impression that this is progress fools nobody, Mr. Hayes, nobody. So let's just have some real debate, and if there are some real points the member wants to make, they should make them. But there's nothing. And what other provisions in Part 5 does is improve that. No, I think what the Select Committee probably did great work on this particular bill. When they begin, no thanks to that member, but they did begin to look at the provisions around, a simple process of stopping contributions once the 5 years is up. I mean, here's the Select Committee doing the work of the designers of this bill, government ministers, etc. But no member of the other side has taken a call to defend the provisions. No member of the other side of the House has got up to actually counter-argue that the points that this side of the House has put before this chamber in this debate. None. Little smart. We just had another one from the member. Something that he mumbles away, only the two people sitting beside him could hear. Not important enough, I say to that member, that the House needs to hear it or the country needs to hear it, because they have no defence. There is nothing that they want to say. It's almost as if they've come up with it. Select Committee has done its work, and therefore we should go from there. So I think that's contempt. That's contempt of the processes of this House. And I may be new to this House, I'm only in my second term, but I find that quite contemptuous, that government members will not defend the very provisions that they have come up with, the very ideas that they think are important, and particularly when it comes to something as important as KiwiSaver. Because there's universal agreement that here was a program that was well designed, well thought out, and set for the long term. But what does the government do? The moment they're coming, what's the first thing they do? Cut it. That's what they know. Cut, slash and burn. Okay? And they've done it here as well. In the last Parliament, that's what they did. Now they're having to retrieve some of that. But again, no apology. And I say to Mr. Hayes and his colleagues, this is not new. This is what they did to the fourth Labour government scheme. The scheme that the Kirk government put in. It was a great scheme. And if that had been allowed to stay, can you imagine where New Zealand would have been today? But there's no credit to that side of the House for destroying something that was good in 1975 and destroying something again that was good with the Kiwi Savers scheme. So they should take responsibility. Maybe the next member will take a call. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The Honourable Damien O'Connor.
Thank you, Mr.